Alright, in this video, we're going to go over the answers to your Bell Work quiz from weeks 20, 21, and 22. Remember, you have a chance to complete corrections for this quiz. You're not correcting these problems that I'm going over in this video. You're completing the problems on Google Classroom that are very similar. So if you're not sure why you got a problem wrong, or if you're still a little bit confused on a problem, watch this video so you understand the problems completely, and then you're able to complete that corrections alternative assignment and earn back up to half the points you missed on the quiz. So for number 1, it said Michelle's favorite casserole recipe requires 6 eggs and makes 12 servings. So that right there is a ratio, 6 eggs to 12 servings. Michelle has a party coming up, so she needs to modify the recipe in order to yield a larger number of servings for her guests. For the party, Michelle will use 12 eggs and increase all of the other ingredients proportionally. What is the total number of servings the modified recipe will make? So we have a proportion here. 6 eggs to 12 servings equals 18 eggs to X servings. We use an X to represent that number of servings because we don't know that. That's what we're trying to figure out. And then as always, when you have a proportion, remember you're going to cross multiply. So you're going to do 6 times X to give you 6X. And then you're going to do 12 times 18 to get 216. Then this is a simple one-step equation that you want to solve for X. So we're going to divide both sides by 6 to get that X is 36. That is the answer. The answer is not a fraction. It's not 18 over 36. A few people did post that. The answer is just 36 because it says what is the total number of servings the modified recipe will make? The modified recipe will make 36 servings. All right. For number 2, it was an error analysis problem. So you had a problem completely worked out. You had to find the error and then find the correct solution to the problem. So for this problem, the mistake was in step 4. When you are dividing by a fraction, that is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So here, 1 divided by 1/2 is equal to 1 times 2 over 1 because the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1. Remember, reciprocal, you're just taking the fraction and you're flipping it. So 1 divided by 1/2 is actually equal to 2. So that was the mistake there. And remember, when you're dividing by a fraction, that is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. To find a reciprocal, you just take your fraction and you flip it. Number 3 said, what is the sum of the solutions of the two equations below? So here are the directions. You had to figure out what it was asking you. We know this word sum means we're going to add. So we have our two equations, 6x equals 42, and then our second equation is negative 2y minus 20 equals negative 10. These are two separate equations. What we need to do is we need to solve each one separately and then add up our answers because we need to find the sum of the solutions of the two equations below. So 6x equals 42 is a one-step equation. Divide both sides by 6, you get that x is equal to 7. Over here for negative 2y minus 20 equals negative 10. Remember, the goal is to get y on one side of the equal sign by itself. So we're going to add 20 to both sides, and we get negative 2y equals 10. And then we'll divide both sides by negative 2 to get that y equals negative 5. So we've solved each equation, we found the solutions of the two equations, and now we just need to add them together. So 7 plus negative 5 is equal to 2. All right, number 4, where you're analyzing a graph, it says one of the following values gives the positive difference. So there we know we're going to have to subtract the bigger number. We're going to do the bigger number minus the smaller number. In feet, which tells us we're looking at the y-axis, of the greatest water depth and the least water depth shown in this graph. Which value is it? So here we have our graph. The biggest y value, so the greatest water depth shown in the graph, is 12. And the smallest water depth, that's a part of our function here, of our graph, is 6. So to find the positive difference, we do bigger number minus smaller number. So 12 minus 6 to get 6. All right, and then for number 5, it says for what value of x is the equation 2 raised to the 2x plus 7 equal to 2 raised to the 15th true? So in the expression 2 raised to the 2x plus 7, 2 is the base, and the 2x plus 7 is the exponent. And 2 raised to the 15th, 2 is the base, and 15 is the exponent. So if the bases are equal, which in this equation they are, the base for each expression is 2. So if the bases are equal, then the exponents must also be equal. So we're going to take our exponents and set them equal to each other. 2x plus 7 is equal to 15, and then it's just a basic equation that we want to solve for x. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides to get that 2x is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2, and we get that x is equal to 4. So all of these problems we have done before or done problems very, very similar to them in the Bell work. So if you thought this quiz was super hard or you were struggling, make sure that you keep up with your Bell work, you do your problems every day, and you ask questions in class and watch the videos on YouTube for the days when you are at home. So hopefully this helped you understand what you missed on your quiz. And again, you can complete the corrections assignment, which is posted on Google Classroom, to earn back up to half of the points you missed on the Bell work quiz.